What's up, guys? Good to be back. Quick little run through video on what I'm going to be doing here. I'm basically removing the belt molding, the door handle, the side mirror, and the nameplate badge on a corner here. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. I begin by reaching for my prying tool and I stick it in between the door and the corner trim panel piece itself. Once I remove this, it gives me access to the wiring and the hardware behind all of this. It has two 10mm nuts and two 10mm bolts. As you can see here, I'm removing one nut. Then I go on to remove the two 10mm bolts. And I start removing the wire from the... I start removing the wiring. And I disconnect the wire itself from the mirror. And as you can see, there's one 10mm nut left. Once I remove this, the mirror is basically free, and I just wiggle it around and it comes right off. And as you can see as well, this thing is all broken off, so we're going to replace this. Once I do that, I just turn the truck on and I roll down my window to get access to my belt molding. But before I get to my belt molding, I remove the Torx 20 screw that it has on the side that's holding the belt molding down. After I do this, I push down and pull towards me all in one motion to remove the belt molding. And it just snaps right off. We're replacing this one as well. Then I go back to the inside of the door and I'm removing the trim centerpiece panel here. The trim centerpiece. And it has another 7mm bolts behind that as well. And I'm just showing you the one that it had on the right hand corner and the two at the bottom. And it has another trim panel piece here that needs to be removed that also has two more 7mm bolts behind that. Then I get my impact gun and I start removing each of the bolts that I just mentioned one by one. I did one, then I'm working on the other one here. Once I remove this one, I go to the top right corner and I remove that one. Then I go to the two at the bottom and I remove those as well. There goes one. And here goes the other. Then I go back to the middle and I remove the two that it has in the middle that I wasn't able to get from the point of view perspective, but you can see it here from the side. After I remove that, I carefully but firmly start going all around the trim panel and removing the push-in retainer clips that it has, and it releases my trim panel. It doesn't fully release it because it's being held by the wiring and the release cable to open the door from the inside. Once I remove the door handle release cable and the other wiring that it has behind it, the trim panel piece comes off. Then I move over to the door handle itself and I'm on the inside of the door now. And I'm removing the two 10mm nuts that it has here. As you can see, I'm removing one here and then I switch to the top. And I wasn't able to get any power tools in here because of the tight space. And it was difficult to get a shot with my camera as well, but I managed and was able to. But as you can see here, it's all being done by hand and I remove it slowly. But it comes out eventually. Once I do this, I go to the side of the door and it has a rubber grommet that's not revealing a 10mm bolt behind this. So once you remove that, you can see that it has a 10mm bolt behind this. And this is the last of the bolts to be removed so you can get your door handle off. Once you remove this, all you're doing is basically pulling towards you and sliding that door handle forward. And again, you remove the wiring and the cables behind this and it releases the door handle itself. Once I do that, I went back to grab my prying tool and I got it in between the door and the nameplate badge to remove the adhesive tape behind this. And yeah, I'm just prying it apart, wiggling it, prying it apart, and it comes out eventually. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this new point of view perspective. You know, it's coming off of the GoPro. I think it looks pretty sick. But just keep doing what you guys are doing, rating, commenting, and subscribing. And of course, there's more content to come. You guys stay tuned. I'll see you guys around in the next video. Peace.